Bro, hopefully by the time I'm done this video, my dog comes back home, because she definitely just ran away. But we're not running away from is reading our book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, translated by Thomas Cleary, and also commentary by me, Rashad Sketches, Draw Marker Art on Instagram. Check me out. Last episode we read, I think we read chapter 7. Hold on, let's go back. Yeah, we read Armed Struggle. Okay. No, we read Adaptations. Okay, so we're on 9. I think. Yeah, we did read Adaptations. Yep. All right. Yeah, we're definitely on 9. Maneuvering Armies. And if you see me looking out the window, I'm looking to see if my dog returns. All right. Maneuvering Armies. Whenever you station an army to observe an opponent, cut off the mountains and stay by the valleys. Watch the light, stay on the heights. When fighting on a hill, do not climb. This applies to an army in the mountains. One version says, fight going down, not climbing up. When cut off by water, always stay away from the water. Do not meet them in the water. It is advantageous to let half of them cross and then attack them. When you want to fight, do not face an enemy near water. Watch the light. Stay in high places. Do not face the current of the water. This applies to an army on water. In a river basin, your armies can be flooded out, and poison can be put in the streams. Facing the current means heading against the flow. It also means your boat should not be moored downstream, lest the enemy ride the current right over you. Go right through salt marshes. Just go quickly, and do not tarry. If you run into an army in the middle of a salt marsh, stay by the water plants with your back to the trees. This applies to an army in a salt marsh. On a level plateau, take up positions where it is easy to maneuver, keeping higher land to your right rear with low ground in front and high ground behind. This applies to an army on a plateau. It was by taking advantage of the situation in these 4 basic ways that the Yellow Emperor overcame 4 lords. All martial arts began with the Yellow Emperor, a Taoist ruler of late prehistoric times, circa 2400 BCE, so he is mentioned here. Ordinarily, an army likes high places and dislikes low ground, values light and despises darkness. High places are exhilarating, so people are comfortable, and they are also convenient for the force of momentum. Low ground is damp, which promotes illnesses and makes it hard to fight. Take care of physical health and stay where there are plenty of resources. When there is no sickness in the army, it is said to be invincible. Where there are hills or embankments, keep on their sunny side, with them to your right rear. This is an advantage to a military force. The help of the land. Advantage in a military operation is getting help from the land. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't know that they would have like actual tactical, like movier, When it rains upstream and froth is coming down on the current, if you want to cross, wait until it settles. Whenever the terrain has impassable ravines, natural enclosures, natural prisons, natural traps, natural pitfalls, and natural clefts, you should leave quickly and not get near them. For myself, I keep away from these so that the opponents are nearer to them. I keep my face to these so that the opponents have their backs to them. Then you have the advantage, and he is out of luck. When an army is traveling, if there is hilly territory with many streams and ponds or depressions overgrown with reeds or wild forests with a luxuriant growth of plants and trees, it is imperative to search them carefully and thoroughly, for these are forestations for bushwhackers and spoilers. It is imperative to dismount and search, lest there be ambushed troops hiding in such places. Also, there is concern that spies might be lurking there, watching you and listening to your directives. My dog come back? Not yet. Oh, wait, no, not yet. That's my cat. When the enemy is near, but still, he is resting on a natural stronghold. When he is far away, but tries to provoke hostilities, he wants you to move forward. If his position is accessible, it is because that is advantageous to them. What this means is that if an opponent does not keep a position on a natural stronghold, but station himself in a convenient place, it must be because there is some practical advantage in doing so. So they're saying, watch the play, watch the setup. No one's gonna set themselves up in an area that's not strong or that's not set up for them to be victorious. When the trees move, the enemy is coming. When there are many blinds in the undergrowth, it is misdirection. Commentary. The idea of making many blinds in the underbrush is to make you think that there may be bushwhackers hidden behind them. If birds start up, there are ambushers there. If the animals are frightened, there are attackers there. If dust arises, high and sharp, vehicles are coming. If it is low and wide, foot soldiers are coming. Scattered wisps of smoke indicate woodcutters. Relatively small amounts of dust coming and going indicate setting up camp. Those whose words are humble while they increase war preparations are going to advance. Those whose words are strong and who advance aggressively are going to retreat. Wow. Commentary. If his emissaries come with humble words, send spies to observe him, and you will find that the enemy is increasing his preparation. These niggas sneaky, bro. It's all sneaky. When light vehicles come out first and stay to the sides, they're going to set up a battle line. Those who come seeking peace without a treaty are plotting. Those who busily set out arrays of armed vehicles are expecting reinforcements. They wouldn't rush around for an ordinary rendezvous. There must be a distant force expected at a certain time. When they will join forces to come and attack you, it is best to prepare for this right away. If half their force advances and half retreats, they are trying to lure you. They feign confusion and disorder to lure you into moving forward. If they brace themselves as they stand, they are starving. When those sent to draw water first drink themselves, they are thirsty. When they see an advantage but do not advance on it, they are weary. If birds are gathered there, the place has been vacated. If there are calls in the night, they are afraid. They are fearful and uneasy, so they call to each other to strengthen themselves. If the army is unsettled, it means the general is not taken seriously. If signals moves, that means they are in confusion. Signals are used to unify the group, so if they move about unsteadily, it means the ranks are in disarray. If their emissaries are irritable, it means they are tired. When they kill their horses for meat, it means the soldiers have no food. When they have no pots and do not go back to their quarters, they are desperate adversaries. When there are murmurings, lapses in duties, and extended conversations, the loyalty of the group has been lost. Murmurings describe the talk of true feelings. Lapses in duties indicate trouble with superiors. When the military leadership has lost the people's loyalty, they talk to each other frankly about the trouble with their superiors. Just like everywhere. Just like your 9 to 5. When they give out numerous rewards, it means they are at an impasse. When they give out numerous punishments, it means they are worn out. When the force of their momentum is exhausted, they give repeated rewards to please their soldiers, lest they rebel en masse. When people are so worn out that they cannot carry out orders, they are punished again and again to establish authority. Yeah. To be violent at first and wind up fearing one's people is an epitome of ineptitude. Those who come in conciliatory manner want to rest. When forces angrily confront you but delay engagement, yet do not leave, it is imperative to watch them carefully. They are preparing a surprise attack. In military matters, it is not necessarily beneficial to have more strength, only to avoid acting aggressively. It is enough to consolidate your power, assess opponents, and get people. Excuse me. I'm gonna read that whole thing again. I'm sorry. I'm on somewhere else. In military matters, it is not necessarily beneficial to have more strength, only to avoid acting aggressively. It is enough to consolidate your power, assess opponents, and get people. That is all. The individualist without strategy who takes opponents lightly will inevitably become the captive of others. If you have no ulterior scheme and no forethought, but just rely on your individual bravery, flippantly taking opponents lightly and giving no consideration to the situation, you will surely be taken prisoner. Don't try to John Wick the situation, bro. You're gonna get caught. If soldiers are punished before personal attachment to the leadership is formed, they will not submit. And if they do not submit, they are hard to employ. If punishments are not executed after the personal attachment has been established with the soldiers, then they cannot be employed. When there are underlying feelings of appreciation and trust, and the hearts of the soldiers are already bonded to the leadership, if punishments are relaxed, the soldiers will become haughty and impossible to employ. Therefore, direct them through cultural arts, unify them through martial arts. This means certain victory. I love that. Direct them through cultural arts. That's the thread. Cultural arts means humaneness. Martial art means law. Command them humanely and benevolently. Unify them strictly and sternly. When this benevolence and sternness are both evident, it is possible to be sure of victory. When directives are consistently carried out to edify the populace accepts. When the directives are not consistently carried out to edify the populace does not accept. When the directives are consistently carried out, there is a mutual satisfaction between the leadership and the group. Consistent means all along. In ordinary times, it is imperative that the benevolence and the trustworthiness, along with the dignity and the order to be manifest to people from the start, so that later, if they are faced with enemies, it is possible to meet the situation in an orderly fashion with a full trust and acceptance of the people. So they're saying maintain consistency with your army or with your clan. They will accept this when things are consistent and there's mutual satisfaction. This was not a weird chapter, but this chapter was really focused on absolute army moves, bro. I know a lot of this is, it's all about war, but this specifically, and I'm sure you could pull some things from it. Let's go back through and see. What are some double-sided, or what are some metaphors maybe, or what is the word for when something has a double meaning? I'm sure there are a couple things from it, but this is a pretty straightforward chapter, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to rip through. I think I'm going to record these next couple chapters because I'm ready to jump into the next book already. So next reading along for this one, I'm gonna jump into the next chapter. We're gonna be reading chapter 10, Terrain. I'm gonna try to go find my dog very quick because I'm definitely anxious while I'm reading this. But peace.